Hey everyone, I'm Akash, and today we are diving into Amazon S3, powerful cloud storage service from AWS that goes way beyond your regular file storage. But don't worry, we'll keep it simple and visual. Let's go. Alright, so what exactly is S3 all about? So S3 basically stands for Simple Storage Service. Basically, place in a cloud where you store your data as an object inside a bucket. Now you must be wondering what is object, what is bucket. Now think of the buckets as a top level folder which we create in Drive. For example, here let's say I'm in my Google Drive where I can create a new folder. Let's say I want to create something called as photos. I create this. This you can consider as a bucket inside your Amazon S3. Now inside this folder, you can either upload a file, upload a folder and so on. Let's say I upload one file into it. This newly uploaded file inside a Google Drive, you can consider this as an object inside your bucket. Inside each bucket, each file is called as an object and it has a key. Now, what is key? It is just a full path of that particular object. For example, let's assume that you have created a photos bucket inside which you have 2025 folder in which you have uploaded one myphoto.jpg. That's exactly the key. All right, so let's dive into Amazon S3 and let's create our first bucket. I'm in my AWS console and I have searched for Amazon S3. So for example, I can go here and I can search for this Amazon S3. So if I click on this, I would get this page where I have this create button. So I'll click on this. Let's first understand all the options which are available when we try to create a new bucket. The first option which we have is we have to select the region. For example, I am currently in the Europe region. What I'll do is I'll change it to Mumbai. The region selection would happen based on where your application is. For example, if my application is deployed in Mumbai region, then I would try to create a bucket in Mumbai region as well so that the object access would be much faster. The second option which we have here is the bucket type. It can either be a general purpose or it can be a directory. For low latency use cases, we would go with the directory. For this demo purpose, we are going with the general purpose. Coming to the name. Now, this is the most important thing because this name should be unique across the all AWS accounts which have been created so far, and it should be unique across all regions and availability zones. For example, if I try to give, let's say, my bucket as a name, and if I try to click on create button, it will give me an error saying that bucket with the same name already exists. So I have to be a little bit of creative and give a unique name for my bucket. So I'll give something like AK, GK, fresh byte, considering this is my application name, bucket. So I've given the name. Copy setting from existing bucket. This option is useful when you already have configured the other bucket and you want to copy all the settings from that bucket to this bucket. Then you have the object ownership. This is basically permission to the bucket and the object inside it. So you can play around the permissions. You can choose which user would be having the permission for your bucket and the equivalent object as well. We are not going into this for now. Then we have block public access setting for this bucket. This basically, when you check this option, your bucket would be private, and by default this option is selected because everything which we create in Amazon S3 would be private by default. If you want to give access to the outside world, you have to first uncheck this and also add the policy in order to give access to your bucket as well as your object which are inside your bucket. Next up is the bucket versioning. Let's say you want to prevent your accidental overrides or deletes of your files. So if you want that particular feature, then you can enable the bucket versioning, which will keep the older version of your file even if you upload a new file with the same name. So that option we will see as a demo in the coming section. And tags are basically the information regarding this particular bucket. Then we have some default encryption over here. So these are the options which are available for you whenever you try to create a new bucket. So now that we have gone through the options, let's click on this create button and create our first bucket. All right, so you have now successfully created your first bucket over here, which is called as AKGK Fresh Byte bucket. Once the bucket is created, now let's try to upload an object into it. I'll click on this, I'll click on upload, and here I can either add a folder or I can add a file. So I'll click on add files and I'll select the same image which we had earlier uploaded into Google Drive as well, and I'll click on upload. Okay, you have successfully uploaded your first object now. So let's go back to your bucket here and you would see the object or the file which you have just uploaded. Now if I click on this, you would get additional information regarding your object. For example, what is the owner, then what is the S3 URI, what is the region in which you have uploaded this particular object, what is the object URI with which you would be able to access this from outside, then what is the size of your file and what is the type of your file, and also the key which is equivalent to name. Now speaking about this object URL, this would be useful when you want to access this particular object from the outside. If I copy this and try to access from outside, you would get the access denied because currently we do not have access for this object from the outside. We need to make certain changes in order to allow the access from the outside. First, we need to uncheck the block public access which we had earlier checked while creating the bucket, and we along with that we have to add one policy as well so that this file gets access from the outside as well. So this way you can create a bucket and upload an object into it. In the next one, we will see how access control works in Amazon S3. So make sure if you have any questions, you're putting into a comment section below. Also, like the video if you like the content which I am creating and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.